We have terrible news. We remember we have a lot of people killed, like 1,500 in Syria for last week, and there are now tension clashes and between Lebanon and Syria. Just gonna check this one. And we have spaceship of King Anu. Some pictures. I'm gonna show you. So here we have it. Two Lebanon, two Lebanese slaughtered after being abducted by Syrian forces. This is 10 hours ago. This is Nahar Net. So let's read. Lebanese young men MNM and ANM were killed after being abducted by Syrian general security forces from their homes in Al Fadiyah area in Lebanon territory. Anahar newspaper reported on Monday their bodies were found in the Al Sad Matraba area on Syria's border after their throats were slit, the daily added. So here we come. Here we go again with this stuff beheading. They beheaded a lot of saints during Jesus. When Jesus, we know that a lot of people, Christians, were beheaded uh, when Jesus Christ died. A lot of Christians were beheaded through ages, through years, times. So we see this kind of behavior again in the Holy Land. Of course, the Holy Land is Lebanon, Syria, and Palestine, Israel. Their bodies were found in Al Assad. We read that the incident comes after three Syrian soldiers were killed in clashes with Lebanese gunmen over the border. So these Syrian soldiers, they were killed with Lebanese on the border. The Lebanese and Syrian armies said they are communicating with each other to ease tensions. Lebanese troops have been deployed in large numbers in the area. Families in the border areas fled towards safer regions and overnight clashes and shelling. Syria interim government has accused militants from the Lebanese Hezbollah of crossing northeast Lebanon to Syria. So they penetrated. You remember Hamas? They said they penetrated Israel. This is the same here. Lebanese Hezbollah. They penetrated Israel, Syria. Same scenario, you know. So everybody gonna believe this theory at Lebanese Hezbollah attacked Syria, and we know that Hezbollah were defeated. They said there is no Hezbollah. Israel said we have defeated the Hezbollah. We want to. Then comes this one, like sudden attack from Hezbollah against the Syrian army, and they crossed the border and they killed three soldiers, kidnapping three soldiers and killing them on the Lebanese soil. So they took them in, and these guys they were beheaded. So these guys beheaded the. So we don't know which first came, the chicken or the egg, and who started what. And we know that these guys, we know that Hezbollah are mostly Shia Muslim, and these guys, other guys, the Syrian new administration is mostly Sunni, if not all Sunni, and these guys they have fought each other. Even Lebanese army been fighting these Sunni extremists, and we have this Al Qaeda, ISIS, Al Nusra, هيئة تحرير الشام. The one who is ruling Syria is called, the group is called Hayat Tahrir Sham. These guys, they came from Al Nusra. Al Nusra came from ISIS and Al Qaeda. So this guy Al Julani, he was a member of ISIS, uh, and this is they have this problem with the Hezbollah since they went to Syria. when the civilian Syrian civilian war started. So you see other news here. Syrian forces shell Lebanon of accusing Hezbollah of killing 3 soldiers. Lebanon reportedly deadly strike. Israel is still bombing Lebanon, and we have 2 Lebanese slaughtered. Fire team bombs on Lebanon. Hezbollah. So yeah, so this is terrible. What's going on in this kind of attack, and we see this guy. We know that this guy. Talked about this guy. They have this hate for the Israeli, for the Russian. Talked about the Arum in Islam, Russians. This is the video I want to show you. So here, if you're gonna see, it's not a video actually. I'm gonna show you. This is, so this guy was actually how high at Tahrir Sham landed on U.S. terrorist list and why it should stay there for now. So this is the article. From Al-Qaeda in Iraq to Jabhat al-Nusra, Hayat al-Tahrir al-Sham role in Assad. This is Al-Qaeda, Iraq, Islamic. Then the leader of the Islamic State in Iraq, Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi, previously known Al-Qaeda in Iraq, sent Abu Muhammad al-Julani. These was the best friends. So who is this Julani? So it showed you this guy Julani. This is the guy. This is Julani. This is the Syria's new leader. Actually, was in ISIS. He said he quit, but started something else called Al Nusra, and Al Nusra was like changed its name again. This is the guy. So this guy with the beard. You see his beard. This is guy. This guy is ISIS former member, and you see here Hayat Tahrir al-Sham role in Assad. You see here. This was the same Julani who would later become the head of OHS. So he was sent by al-Baghdadi to start something in Syria, and went down. He became president. Al-Baghdadi was killed by Americans, but these two guys, like one started al-Nusra, like and one started the ISIS, like. You have the Democrats and the Republicans in America. You have these two guys. These guys that are they compose Al Qaeda. So the one this guy Al Julani, he so this guy he went when he became president, he want he want revenge, of course, and so let's see pictures. We can continue talking while watching some pictures, especially from King Anu. These are recent pictures. So I don't know what's gonna happen in Lebanon, Syria, but of course nothing is permanent. Like it's gonna start and then gonna end. We watch this stuff, and the moon, and even these stuff. So here, if you look carefully, it's very nice to watch. Here, something up, and here you spaceship of me. Oh no, it's here. You see surrounding and stuff. And so yeah, President Trump he went to Yemen, and of course this is warning for Iran. So, but Iran is like maybe I don't know. We are not connecting this with Iran. They are connecting this with Gaza. He said President Trump. He said you wanna include not gonna allow this Israel. You're gonna start the war. You're gonna open hell on you. Said President Trump. And he started bombing and like succeed and kill some and I don't know. But of course it's very starts war in Yemen. Where Syria and stuff and something really keep very very this in Syria. Not good signs, but of course you need to have some ongoing sacrifice. Only you can have the end and I don't know discuss, but everything is not anymore like they are very kind of online and this is the support the jihad. Now everything is changed. One day is jihad, is terror, like Hamas in Gaza, and now everybody is supporting this guy in Syria, Al Julani, ISIS. You know, these guys also they have friendship with Hamas, although they are different. They're like mostly they never like fight with some groups. They fight with special groups, especially they are out for the Shia Muslims and the Alawites and the Yazidis and the Kurds and the Christians and many other, but not the Jews, because they never fought with the Jews. This is the difference. And because this kind of Islam in Hamas, radical Islam, is against just fighting the Jews for Palestine, but just fighting the Jews for the Muslim nation, Ummah. And this is to be involved. Like you need to unite the Muslims first, then attack Israel or maybe do peace with Israel. But they need to unite the Muslims. And by uniting, I mean they need to force all Muslims to become like them. This is called the radical Islam. And the world leaders, they say, oh, we put our hope in this guy, Al Julani. He looks cool. He does not have a long beard, just like a little bit. And then you can cut it one day, hopefully. And then you're going to forget about ISIS. He's gonna be our guy in the Middle East. You're gonna do peace with Israel and stuff like that. So I know how they are feeling, and but disappointment always comes like suddenly. And these guys, you know, they don't succeed. They come here, they're gonna do something, and they're gonna maybe do something bad, and everybody will like, oh, forget about it, and then we start over again. So this guy, we're gonna give him a chance to do it, but he stop the bloodshed. Not like he's been ruling for years. Started the stuff. You want to attack Lebanon. You want to attack the Alawites. You want to attack the other groups, minorities. You see, Trump is not looking around only in Yemen, not looking, not seeing what's going on in Syria, because this guy supposedly is a friend to President Erdogan. President Erdogan, of course. Please like and share this tip of Anu. So we have this like blessing for this guy Al-Julani from all leaders, Arab, Israel, Europeans, America, uh, not Israel maybe, but Israel. are not like advancing anymore. They took some part of Syria, southern Syria. They are not bombing anymore. They didn't bomb for 2 days in Syria. They didn't threat the sky anymore. They didn't talk about Al-Duruj, the one who was talking about not accepting Al-Julani conditions. So Israel is actually having interior problem. This Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu still, still refusing to take responsibility for the event of the 7th of October. So he wants to fire the team lead, the intelligence, the Israeli intelligence for the failure of the 7th of October. So he's blaming someone else. Remember, he fired the Israeli army leader because he blamed him for the failure on the 7th of October when Hamas penetrated Israel. So he's blaming everybody but not blaming himself. Although it is he who will appoint all these employees and these military. It is like the one who put them in power. It's you, Benjamin Netanyahu, and time is nigh, and you need to take responsibility now. You know, it is up to you to deny, but the whole it's up to you to not to deny or take responsibility. But the whole world will always know it was you. It was your failure. Anyways, we talked about this one before. We move on. Spaceship of Keanu here. You see this one, and I hope everybody will have peace. But it doesn't look good. Spaceship of Keanu here. So hopefully the tension around and stuff in Syria and it doesn't affect everybody. Like these guys are gonna go call for jihad, and now jihad is okay. I'm just trying to say something here that these guys they are saying that ISIS leader Al Julani is a good guy and he declares jihad on the infidels, on the Christians, on the it's okay because he's our guy. This is not Al Qaeda guy only. He is for the Muslims some kind of will fulfill some kind of prophecy by fighting the Russians. Talked about Arum and of course Arum, the city in Italy, Rome, and they say that Rome had this. It's mentioned in the Old Testament Bible in Revelation and in Gog Magog prophecy because of the beast. We saw the seven beasts and the seven empires and the empires of Rome. It is the Romans, the Constantinople. This is the city where the Byzantines they have this rule, and the Byzantines some kind of follow the Romans. The Romans, the one who like killed Jesus Christ, crucified him. So they are counted as the seven empires that will rule some kind of the beast system, beast rule, uh, starting from Jesus Christ death, spaceship, and continuing to today to figure out when the seven empires are done. Let's say it is the tribulation. And the tribulation means the return of our Lord Jesus Christ. And of course, we had, for example, the Greeks, and not the Greeks, the Romans, and like the Persians and the Babylonians. Starting from the Babylonians, actually the Babylonians before Jesus Christ, but these are the like the beasts empires. They call it because they have some kind of they were very powerful and they served the devil by fighting people of Israel or the people of God, the chosen ones, both like as a group in the Bible, fighting against trying to take them out, still living today as we speak. So we have this spaceship moving on. These are seven heads sitting on the seven heads sitting on the beast. Um, the seven heads of the beast. Sorry, this is what I'm trying to say. The seven heads of the beast and these empires. So we are in the last empire, and they want to know that the Romans they have the connection to the Babylonia because of the worship. Maybe they have this pagan worship, like they concluded. The before mixing with other deities, they had some this thought about they knew about Elohim. This is spaceship looking on. See how long it is. So they thought about Elohim and they thought um, the enemies of Elohim, enemies of Israel, that like the people of God in that time. So today, modern Israel is alone. That title, the chosen ones, and the Christians, they do not uh, uh, like participate in this divinity because of Judaism. They have all rights to be the chosen, but not other groups like Muslims and Christians. That's because of the planet Nibiru. We talked about this one before, and we explained why they have a royal bloodline. So that's the Jews. So because of that, all these agendas must be fulfilled to satisfy God or their God. Like because their God, they say they need to have this empire again, to have Jesus Christ, Mashiach, coming to rule the world and have this politics. This is the main problem here. Christianity does not have any dreams creating greater Israel. Any Christian who believe that is not Christian. It's not have anything to do with Jesus Christ. When Jesus Christ he was provoked to fight, he didn't not fight. He didn't say fight, fight, fight. He said, "My kingdom is not here. My kingdom is New Jerusalem, kingdom of God, morning star." Jesus Christ, he said, "I am the morning star, and I be I. Are you?" Just asking, are you listening what I'm saying? So, of course, we don't fight for Greater Israel. We don't participate in this crazy plan. It's not our business. We have a kingdom of God to wait upon and to desire, not some kind of kingdom of God on earth. Jesus Christ will not rule 1,000 years on earth. He will rule forever in heaven because we will be all one under God. This is what the plan. The 1,000 years stuff already happened, people. It will not. It is. It is finished. So don't try to fool yourself. Try to live and don't have some kind of agendas. You need to have greater Israel. That's why you put this guy in Syria, and then you're gonna help Israel by killing all these groups. It's not like a wise plan. So some kind of strange situation. This guy is ISIS. So this is spaceship, and you put him like terrorist, like uh, to rule the Holy Land. a country in the Holy Land, because all this region is the Holy Land, because Jesus Christ was in Syria. Unless you believe in Jesus Christ, you will not understand what I'm saying. Jesus Christ, he was in Syria. This guy's in Syria. Supposed to be like, uh, if he go back in time, he will face Jesus Christ. But the Muslims are saying Jesus Christ is coming back from Syria. So we Christians, we say Jesus Christ is coming on the clouds. These guys, they say they are coming from Syria. And you believe that the Jews are saying that their Jesus Christ, Mashiach, are coming from some kind of country, but a Jew is coming to be Jesus Christ for Israel. And for the Muslims, they want another Jesus Christ or they want the return of Jesus Christ to come from Syria. That's why they need to put a guy that is like to fulfill the prophecy, to have some kind of religious connection to the Islam and to the Jesus Christ, Isa, who will be followed with Al Mahdi. This guy is Al Mahdi, and before Al Mahdi, they're gonna fight Al Dajjal, and we have Al Sufyani. So all these guys, all these stories about the facing Al Rum are Russians as well, because the Russians called Gog and Magog will be around Syria or in Syria. The Russians, they are not in Syria anymore. All these plans were destroyed, and the killing is the only way to continue this agenda. Hopefully, they are praying they can bring the Russians back to Syria. So they are asking President Putin, please come back to Syria. Otherwise, we're gonna kill a lot of people. So this is all these pictures. You see, spaceship looking animal. You see, this is all from today. So yeah, they say, please, Russia, come back. Otherwise, it will not fulfill the prophecy. You cannot have a World War III without Russia in Syria. You cannot have it in Ukraine. They don't know what to do. I told you they don't know what to do. This is part of the confusion. They were hit by that. That one you see here, especially on. This is from today. This is 16, 17 March. This is enlarged. All about this a room. This is the room, the empire that supposed to be last empire, a room, and the Muslim will defeat the beast, last head, a room. Gog and Magog, they say, and the Jews, they have the same prophecy. This is what I'm saying. They have the same end time prophecy. They both will gonna meet the Russians in Syria, in Dabek, in northern Syria. Actually, they need a confrontation with the Russians and the Jews. They said the Russians are coming from the north, and they are called the God and the God. The earth will be shaken, and earthquake will hit the Russians, and a lot of them will be killed, even Jews. And then the end will come. This is the Muslims as well. They have this. Gonna fight the Russians. The next day, Allah will to save them, take them to heaven. They believe most probably by defeating the Russians, they have won heaven. And then the Russians, they went up. And these guys, they went up. They don't know what to do next. And they do this stuff. They go attack Lebanon. And they go attack Alawites, these other groups. 1,500 Alawites were killed Russians. Because they started something they said against the military these guys they need to do stuff all the time, and maybe they're gonna go to Iraq. This is the prophecy that says they're gonna go to and conquer Iraq. This guy Al Julani, he has support of a lot of countries, and he seems like he's not stubborn. And he made a deal with the Kurds actually, but I don't know. I didn't understand the deal. Gonna they lay down their weapons or not? It's most important. Who's gonna control the area and stuff like that? And I don't know about that. Seems very odd to not to have these agreements before the attack. I mean the takeover. They need to have discussed all this stuff and coordinated some kind of solution for these guys. They need to have unity in Syria, and I know it's hard, but you cannot go and kill and try to have unity after that. Trying to force some kind of settlement that is not like you need to have consideration for the the variety in the ethnicity and in the religion in Syria and in Greater Syria. This is very important. Talking about the Holy Land here, it's about Christians, it's about Jews and Muslims. Everybody is concerned. These guys, they got into Lebanon. A lot of Christians who live in Lebanon. Who's gonna save the Lebanese Christians? I mean, Hezbollah, they have the Shia Muslims, they have weapons. They don't have the Lebanese any weapons. They're exposed. And Hezbollah, they are saying, oh, the Israelis want Hezbollah to give up the weapons. They're gonna go in there and they do some kind of terrible stuff. I've been talking about long time since Gaza. I said they're gonna go to Lebanon, and from Lebanon they're gonna go into Syria. This is what happened. They don't go from Syria, from Lebanon, the Israelis to Syria because the Syrians are coming to Lebanon now. So Syria is already like lost. So they didn't have to do any invasion, but because of the, the situation in the war between Hezbollah and Israel, maybe I don't know, but this is special. You see here, this stuff behind it. So yeah, it was some kind of strange events occurring recently, and I don't know what's going on, but it is connected to the Morning Star, Nibiru, and IBIRU. They need to have this mission, Greater Syria, the third temple, in place before the Morning Star is covering the sun. So it's about time. You need to have time schedule. It's not very nice. Talking about 2 years now, cannot talk about 2 years anymore. We talk about 1 year and less. Less. They need to have this schedule. They need to have Greater Israel fulfilled before 2 years, before 2027. Otherwise, they cannot go on the other events. And the other events are the temple, the third temple. They need to do it in time. This is why you cannot do it. You see, this is what was seen with this spaceship on here. Hardly seen. This is what is in the sky. You see this line, people. You see this stuff, people in the sky. This is real. I kid you not. This is real, people. You see this structure. It cannot be clouds. This is very, very strange to have this in the sky. See this straight line? Think this cloud? See this cloud, people? Seriously. Check this out. See the color? So here we have it. All these pictures from today. 17, you see? It was three sightings. So yeah, what's going on with Yemen? And I don't know. He could go directly to Iran, bomb Iran, have beef with Iran. President Trump and the Iranians, they don't like each other very much. It's about Israel and stuff like that. Suspicious. So in Russia, Ukraine, nothing happened really. They said because there's no advancement on the peace between Russia and Ukraine, and nothing will happen in that front. All President Trump, he switched the focus on Yemen, giving time, he's giving up on Ukraine. This is what he done. He wants to save power and resources to the fight for Greater Israel. In Greater Israel, you need to have conquer Yemen and Iran. So they need to go to Iran as well. So Ukraine, sorry guys, but not a priority for President Trump. Better get to believe that. I just don't want to talk about the same thing all the time. I was talking before Syria. Since the start of the Ukraine crisis, Russia and Ukraine invasion, told you it will not happen in Ukraine. But now the Russians are out of Syria, they need to have Greater Israel. And they have Russians, uh, like they need to go out or you're gonna do it. We need to do it. We have timeline. We need to achieve this goal at the temple. The Russians, they knew that some kind of they are going in, like they're gonna do something really like using some kind of mass destruction weapon in Gaza. And start talking about stuff. They can do it in Gaza. They can do it in Russia because anyways they feel like they have the authority to rule in that region because it was given by God, Jehovah, Yahweh, who was called Enlil, and it's the one who took out Sodom and Gomorrah because his enemy Marduk, his brother son, was ruling in Sinai in Egypt. Because Egypt is involved because they need also to have Egypt, the Israelis, because you have this kind of importance for Marduk Empire to be to Babylon. You have Greater Israel or Greater Babylon. This is because of the same deity that is Marduk Mordechai, Mirduk. So of course they need to have Sinai, and this is Egypt, and they're gonna have a war with Egypt, or they're gonna say to Egypt, "You give it us, you give up Sinai, otherwise." Something else. So here comes the Julani and his road. So he's gonna take out or start something with Iraq and start something with Egypt and Jordan. So all eyes on Julani. Every step he takes, everyone, the whole world is watching. They're not watching Israel anymore. Israel like taking pause. When I watch, everybody bought popcorn and they're trying to go to the movie. But we're gonna Junali, he's gonna do some miracles. He's gonna achieve conquer. You're not gonna like in 2 days you're gonna enter. Take like in 3 days you're gonna take the surrounding countries. Everybody like wow, how he did it in Syria. Took the whole Syria in like 1 week. Stuff like that. may see this two part. So it's because of the end times. These figures, these leaders, one will be like Al Mahdi, the other one will be like Al Dajjal, Antichrist. These guys, you don't mess with these guys. So, especially when they have the support because they are like they need to have this function, and it's not easy one. You need to have this force. They have time, they have pressure. You need to do it in time. So these are all the pictures, and of course this news is not very like it's not everywhere. It's very hard to find news about Syria, Lebanon conflict. It's very hard, and of course, people they don't want to hear this terrible news. And you see here, fighting Iraq and Syria Lebanon border, on the Lebanese army leader. He orders army to respond. Lebanon say it will retaliate against kind fire from Syria after deadly cross-border fighting. So raising fear of conflict. You see, so now it's coming to the news. So tension escalate. Let's read Washington Post. So yeah, Syria, Lebanese forces clash on border, raising fears of conflict. Syria army attacked Lebanon after it said three soldiers was kidnapped, brought to the Lebanese and killed by Hezbollah. Syrian troops, this is guys. This is going to Lebanon. You see this guy here. You see this guy, and yeah, Syrian forces loyal to the new government flag. The Lebanese military and the country said they will not go and so you gotta take all these roads erupted overnight, igniting a potential. The fighting broke out Saturday, Sunday in the area where northern Lebanon meets western Syria after what Syrian authorities said was a deadly ambush by Hezbollah gunmen against the three Syrian soldiers. Syria new army led by former rebels launched rockets and artillery to Lebanon in response, sending residents fleeing and drawing fire on Lebanese military and other armed groups. So they engaged. They engaged. So this is Israel-Lebanon war starts. Lebanese officials said Monday that three people who were killed were smugglers, but it was not clear who killed them. Their bodies were returned to Syria through the Red Cross Lebanese information support. What is happening on the eastern and northern eastern borders is unacceptable and cannot continue, Lebanese President Joseph Aoun said Monday in a statement. I have given instructions to the Lebanese army to respond to the source of fire. Tensions across the country's border have been brewing since Syria's new Islamist leader ousted Bashar al-Assad, a key ally of both Hezbollah and its patron, Iran, in December. The frontier has long served the critical smuggling and Hezbollah. So, yeah, they are engaging. So this is it, people. So it's everywhere. You see here. I don't know if I'm supposed to show you some video. Uh, Rising fear of conflict. You see here everywhere. Videos. You see here. At least 10 killed in Israeli, Syria, Lebanon border. 5 Syrian killed in area. So yeah, so yeah, that's all, people. Hopefully, peace will come back, but it feels like this war will be devastating for everybody. Blessing.